Hello, everyone. This is Alyssa. I am back with another handy dandy set of tips and tricks today. I hope that you are all taking care of yourselves and that your week is going smoothly so far. It's Tuesday when I'm making this particular. Oh, no, it's Wednesday. Quarantine days run together, you guys. So it's Wednesday when I'm making this video. So wherever it finds you in your week, if you're not taking care of yourself, I hope this is your reminder to set a goal for yourself. Do one thing this week that you do not have to do that you want to do. Go outside, sit down in the grass, throw out something you've been meaning to throw out, color something. I don't care. Just do something that you don't have to do. Today I'm going to go over one of the tools that I use in my groups all the time that I just really enjoy doing. And I've been finding myself this week really kind of reaching for it for myself. So I wanted to share it with all of you as well. Before we get started, I did want to do just a very brief breathing exercise. I think it's very hard to focus on group. When the transition, like the re-entry, is just so harsh. So we can't go from a place of rushing around and doing all the things and then just smoothly transition into thinking and being thoughtful and I don't know, just having a quiet centered moment. I don't know about you, but I don't spend my day from that place. So just to kind of get in touch with that place, I just wanted to do a very brief breathing exercise. This one's very easy. You don't have to count. You do need to be sitting or laying down, whichever makes you feel more comfortable. You need to have your right hand free, and we're going to place our right hands on our bellies gently without judgment. So we're going to place our hands mindfully, right? And we're going to close our eyes for just a moment and really bring all of our attention to our body. All the attention that we have, all the way to our body, from the toes to the knees, to the hips, to the belly, to the chest, to the throat, to the face, to the top of the head. Letting our minds for just a moment be restful. Not trying to solve any particular problem, not thinking or judging anything. If you have thoughts, that's okay, that's perfectly normal. Just let them come into your mind and acknowledge them, then let them pass. And as we're practicing this kind of very mindful awareness, we're going to start taking some breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Focusing on that gentle sensation, the rise and fall of our bellies under our hand. Paying attention to what we feel. If we can hear sounds outside of traffic, people going about their day, kids playing in another room. We're going to acknowledge that and let it pass through our minds. And as we breathe, we're going to try as hard as we can to breathe in as deeply as we can into our belly, trying to make the breath coming into our noses reach all the way down through us to the hand on our belly. Imagining that air passing through our nose, going down our throat, into our lungs, all the way down into the belly. Connecting the two. Being grateful for this ability to take a few moments to be able to breathe this deeply, for the soothing rise and fall telling us that we're alive and healthy. We're going to take 2 more breaths, and then we're going to come back to ourselves for our lesson of the day. So, briefly before we start our lesson, I encourage you to pay attention to the way you feel right now versus how you might have felt 5 minutes ago. That took us a little less than 5 minutes. Do you feel different? Do you feel better? Do you feel worse? What would have made that experience more pleasurable for you? And to try to include those things for next time. Or if you found that it was helpful for you, try to do it again. Maybe once before the end of the week. Try it again tomorrow. Try it again before you go to sleep on Friday, whenever you think you need it. I hope that it works for you. I wish I could ask you on Friday, but maybe I'll be back and you can put it in the comments or something. So today I'm going to briefly go over this tool. I actually found it on Pinterest a long time ago, and I just think it's a great graphic for how to get out of a funk. And I made this for you all. I know, it's fancy. It's not. Oh, look, see, that was from my cat jumped up on the table and splashed water on it. So we're all humans here. I'm going to look at that without judgment. So how to get out of a funk. This little swirl, this is our lifeline. This is our ladder. This is how we're going to get out of this funk. So to start off, you have to notice that you're feeling off, okay? You may notice it just because you feel bad or you feel weird. You may notice it because someone around you is saying, hey, what's the matter with you? You're acting, there's something wrong with you. I notice, I feel off. Step 2, what am I feeling? You have to put a name to this feeling. You have to acknowledge it, give it a name, as specific a name as you can. So if I sit here today I'm feeling lonely. It's not really been affecting me until today, and today I was hoping to have a group online and I didn't have any participants, and man, I realized just how much I miss people, interacting with people. So right now I'm feeling lonely. Take a moment, maybe close your eyes and use that breathing exercise to be a moment to really focus in on what you're feeling. It can be really hard sometimes just to name it. But I promise you, naming it is one of the most important things that you can do for it. Even if you can't make it through the rest of this process, if you can name how you were feeling, you're way ahead of the game. Okay. Step number 3. Where do I feel it in my body? This is so, so important. We do not realize all the ways that we hold feelings in our bodies so much of the time. We hold them in tension. We hold them where your shoulders are up and your hands are fists. I always notice that with me when I'm feeling particularly anxious. My hands are not open, and the palms are never exposed. I'm very protective and just ready to fight. I notice sometimes, people would say this is a tightness in the chest or a sickness in the stomach, nausea, just upset stomach, kind of a fog in the head, maybe. You can't focus today, that kind of a thing. Close your eyes and give it a moment. That lonely, that sad, that anxious, where is it? And without judgment, you're just going to find it in the body. Now we move to our 4th step. This is a hard one. If it could talk, what would it say? If it could talk, what would it say? That feeling that you have, that sadness, what would it tell you? Would it tell you it needs something? Would it tell you that it just needs to feel that way for a few minutes, a few hours, a few days? Would it tell you that it needs you to notice it? It's there. Without judgment, it just needs you to know that it's there. Would it tell you that you're wrong? I'm not sad, I'm actually really angry. Give it a chance to tell you what it needs to say. Would it tell you that you need to focus on something? Do something differently? Maybe do something better, although I don't like using that word better, but just to change something. This is a big one. I say it all the time. What might this be teaching me? This sad, this lonely feel that I have today. It may be teaching me that I need to do a better job of reaching out to people right now when it's not as easy as just walking through the building. It might be teaching me that I am a lot more social than I realized I was. I am not as introverted as I thought I was. And that's a gift, to learn something about myself. This is without judgment, so it's not teaching you that you're stupid. It's never teaching you, the feeling is never teaching you that you're a bad mom. Feelings don't teach us things like that. But feelings can teach us changes we need to make. I need to feel more connected to my children today. So what can I do? What is this teaching me? So that's kind of a big picture. What is this teaching me? What do I need right now? This is a lot more responsive. In this moment, right now, what do I need? Do I need to just sit quietly for a little while and feel this feeling? Do I need to take a walk around my house or my apartment building? Do I need to call a friend and just say, I'm in a funk. I need help. I need you to talk me out of it. Do I need to spend some time coloring something or doing something mindless? Do I need to work out? What do I need to do right now in this moment to feel better or to practice acceptance of this feeling? And then finally, what tiny step can I take to meet my need today, right now? So it's already telling you, what do I need right now? I need to talk to someone else. So what's the tiny step that I can do? I can call someone. I can send a text to my friend. You know, I was feeling a little lonely earlier, and I picked up my phone to look at my social media because I thought that might make me feel a little better. And the first thing that popped up on my screen was a reminder about a friend of mine's birthday party that we had a couple of years ago. And it was just the best day. And I realized I needed to send that to her, and I needed to tell her how grateful I was for that day. And it was a nice feeling. It made me feel better. It made me sad for a moment, but then it just made me unbelievably grateful for a really good day and for being able to connect to that person because she was there and she said, I know, wasn't that great? What tiny step? So this is not something big, like I need to clean out my entire garage. That's a pretty big one. That's a big one. But what's a small step? I need to take a shower. I need to take out the trash. I need to clean off one shelf in the garage. Baby steps are how we set ourselves up for success and not failure. And remembering that part of this process, this how to get out of a funk, it is always a mindful process. So we cannot look at any part of it with judgment. So what tiny step do I need to take to meet my need right now? Cannot be I need to overhaul my entire life because I don't do anything right. That's not helpful. It's not a tiny step. And when you're in it, when you're really in your feelings, that's usually not a good time to overhaul your entire life. But a tiny step, it's a great time to do that. So as we go through those steps and we work our way up the coil, the idea is that you start to feel more capable of dealing with that feeling because you can name it, you can find it in your body, you can respond to it or not respond to it, however is appropriate. You can take a small step for yourself to go in the direction of feeling a little bit better. And as that arrow moves out into the world, you start to feel a little better. It does not mean that the thing that's causing you to feel off is fixed. It may not be fixed. But in that moment, it is increasing your capability of dealing with it and not making more decisions from that place, from being in that feeling. I always say that you're really in it right now. Maybe we should really look at it from a different way or get you out of that funk. So that is my very brief little lesson review of one of my favorite tools, the How to Get Out of a Funk coil. I have it written very small on a card that I keep above my desk all the time. I think it's kind of a fun project, and it does not require any artistic ability, just to draw a little coil and to teach yourself each of the steps. So I encourage you, if you think that would be something that would make your life a little easier, or something that you think you could teach your children, it's a great tool to use with kids. So if you think that would help you, go ahead and make one sometime between now and Friday. I think that counts as a self-care activity, and it's certainly something that can make a difference in your day. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I hope that you continue to take care of yourselves. I'm just so impressed with how well everyone is doing in this this different way that we're living right now. So I just want to thank you all for giving me so much hope and inspiration, and I hope I'll get to talk to you in the next couple of days. Have a good day.